So in today's video, as you can see, it's been a while since my man has gotten a cut, so we have some work to do. He came in with a problem. We're gonna send him out with a solution, so let's get to it. We're gonna start off this cut with our 2-guard all the way open, and since it has been so long since he's gotten a cut, we're gonna go ahead and debulk the sides. And I'm not being too detailed right here with this part of the fade. I just want to kind of get the hair off the head, give us a nice clean canvas to work with. But what I don't want to do is take that 2-guard open too high, so that's why I'm staying a little below the parietal ridge here. So I'm just coming in and flicking off the shape of his head. I'm not trying to create any harsh lines. Like I said, there's really not much to this other than debulking. And now for the next step, to start the fade, we're going to come in with our clipper closed to establish or start that bald line. And we're starting at the top of the arch and working our way back. But as you can see, we're not dropping it. We're not, sloping it around the ear. We're going straight front to back. Nice, clean, simple fade. And the reason I'm coming in with my clipper closed first is because it's going to make it a lot easier to get rid of that first line. But after I do closed, I'm going to go ahead and bald the bottom of it out with our trimmer. So you'll see when I come in with my trimmer, I'm not going all the way up until the bald line we did with our clipper closed. I'm staying a little below it. And I'm just allowing the weight of the trimmer to do the work. I'm not scraping the skin or trying to cause, more irritation than needed. But I'm also trying to be efficient as I can in this process, because a lot of times, I know for me especially, even now, but really when I first started, I found myself taking a really long time on the balding out of the fade, which should really be straightforward. You just want to get the hair off of the head. So that's what we're trying to do here. And if there's any that we miss towards the bottom of the neck, we'll get rid of that when we take the cape off. And now we're going to come in with our foil shaver. And just like I did with the trimmer, I'm not taking it all the way up into the top of the line. I'm staying a little below it. And as I get towards the top, you'll see me flick out with that shaver as well. And a cool trick to prevent any, creation of lines is stretching the skin. And that's going to help you get a nice gradual blend with the shaver as well. And now we're going to come in lever open for our next step, going up about a finger's width here and still maintaining that front to back shape. So you'll see I'm brushing every time I pass the clipper. And I'm going over the line multiple times. That's just to make sure that I have it truly open. And now we're going to move up to our 1-guard open. And in this fade, I'm going to establish all my guidelines moving up. And then I'll fade my way down. So I'm coming in with that 1 open about a finger's width. Doing the same thing, staying real consistent with the process, not switching anything up. And I already faded the right side of his head, so what I'm doing is just connecting to that. And the same system I'm showing you on this side, I completed on the other side. And now we're back to that 2-guard open. And with this, we're not trying to create a harsh line. We're coming in and flaring out right at the parietal ridge. And that's why I was saying at the beginning when we came in with that 2-guard, that it doesn't have to be too detailed, because I know I was going to come back right to it. So I'm still going up about the distance of a finger's width, but when I get towards the top of the guideline, I'm really exaggerating that flick out motion, and then we're going to blend that line out at the end. And now we're going to start blending down. So I have my 1.5 open, and I'll see if open is doing the job, and if not, I'll go ahead and close that clipper all the way. And slowly but surely, you'll start to see the line disappear. And at this point of the fade, I'm probably about 6 to 8 minutes in. So I'm moving pretty efficiently, not rushing the client, but I'm moving with purpose. And that's what you want to do when doing a haircut. So now we're going to come in with the 1/2 guard open. And then I'll go halfway. And that's been one of my biggest goals lately, is cutting down on my haircut time. But at the same time, not sacrificing quality, right? And the reason I want to go ahead and speed up my haircut times is because, first of all, I could fit in more haircuts, which means more money. but also because I notice when I take, longer than I want to on a haircut, I find myself getting frustrated and being like, man, why is it taking me so long? And I actually like my haircuts better when I finish them a little quicker. I know it sounds weird, but I know just for me, that's how it's been lately. When I finish them in an efficient manner, and they still look good, I feel the most satisfied. So I want to be able to do that for every single haircut, every single hairstyle, and every single client. So now for that last line, I'm coming in with the clipper closed, and as I move up within that fade, I open up that lever little by little, and this should pretty much blend into the area where we blended out with the half guard. And now we're connecting it with the back, and slowly but surely you're seeing that fade start to come together, looking super clean, especially in the back area, which is honestly one of the most important areas of the fade, is the back, because that's where most people are gonna look at when you're in line at the grocery store or you're doing anything. Other people are gonna see, the fade all throughout, but the client only sees the sides and the front. You know what I mean? So you want to make sure that it connects very nicely all the way through. And now I'm using the corner of that blade to kind of detail those dark areas. And now we're going to start blending into the beard. And what blending into the beard is just a reverse taper. So the same exact steps I do on a taper, I'm going to do on the beard. So I went in open, and now I'm getting rid of that line in the middle with the clipper closed and then gradually opening. And now we're going to move on to the one guard open. So I went in open, and then for the line in between, I closed that open, or I closed that one guard. And now I'm taking off that one guard to detail the dark spots in the middle that I couldn't really get out. And as you can see, we're pretty much through the beard blend, and now I'm using my 1.5 with a lot of flick out motion to blend into the length that he has already. And then for the light line at the top, I'm going to use my shaver and flick out any lines that I, couldn't get rid of at first. And you'll see I'm going down or with the grain of the hair because I find, it could blend those lines out a little better. And now we're going to do some clipper over comb from that transition from the fade to the top. And I like to use this for the transition area better than shear over comb, at least at first, because I'm able to just whip through it really quick. And then if I need to go back and detail any dark spots, I use my thinning shears or my regular shears. So I'm coming in with the comb and flaring out slightly, and any hair sticking out, I'm just getting rid of. And I find clipper over comb saves me a lot of time. Instead of going back to my station, grabbing a new guard, I can really zip through. My goal will be to blend from really a one guard to whatever length, but we're not there yet. So anything above a 1.5, I use the clipper over comb. And after we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and saturate his hair to do some thinning shear over comb and trim the top. As you can see, that blend is looking super blurry, but we're gonna polish it up, make it look a lot smoother with this shear over comb. And same idea, coming in with that comb, flaring out slightly, and then snipping any hairs hanging over. Same on this side as well. This side's a little tougher to transition from the fade to the top, so I'm spending a little more extra time here, but we're getting the job done, making it look nice and clean. And I think that blend came out very nice. And now we're gonna go ahead and trim the top. And as you can see, the top of his hair is very thin, so we don't take off too much length, but we want to get rid of the ends of the hair that look wispy and make the hair look thinner, right? We want the ends of the hair to be more blunt, so it looks fuller, it looks darker. So that's our goal here. Because a lot of times, even with beards, when you have those hairs at the end of it that are kind of see-through, it doesn't give the beard the illusion of being as full as it could be, because there's those see-through spots. So you want to make sure that you cut it to the dark area so it looks a lot fuller. So we're starting in the front and then working back. And the reason I'm not doing a lot of sectioning is because, of the texture of the hair and the density of the hair, it's not really needed for this. So So now we're gonna go ahead and dry the hair, get it back to its natural state. And when the hair is dry, especially on thin hair, that's when it looks the fullest. And now we'll get into the lineup. So we're starting in the middle of his forehead, and I'm gonna work towards his left for the lineup. And as you can see, the front is a lot of bangs. So we want to make sure that we cut off any excess. And same idea, we want to get rid of the hairs that don't make the front look as dense as it can, right? So I started in the middle, worked towards his left corner. Now we're hitting the vertical bar, and it makes the hairline look a lot better. Once it's lined up, it looks fuller, it looks more dense, it looks like he has more hair. And now we're gonna go to the other side and do the same thing. And this side's a little fuller towards his corner and even in the parietal ridge area, so it looks a lot fuller. But we're starting in the middle and working towards that right corner, making sure not to take it too far back. And now we're gonna line up his vertical bar. And the lineup is really the framework to everything, so you want to make sure it's as clean and as symmetrical as possible. And now we're gonna enhance it, right? And the goal with the enhancement is to not to make it look super fake, not to make it look like a Sharpie, but we want to fill in those imperfections so we leave the client feeling the best that they can, and as well get that nice Instagram picture that we all desire, right? So I'm coming in with my Kiss Express and alcohol mix and my Barber plug enhancement card, and I'm just spraying on the hairline lightly and then darkening it up as needed. And this is a temporary fix, but so is a haircut, right? A haircut grows back just like enhancements wash out. But if I can make my client feel the best that they can while they're in my chair, that is my job. And I'm going to use the one open to lower down my client's mustache. And now we're going to line up the bottom of his mustache or the top of his lip. And the goal here is just to get it off of the lip, no overhang, and give it a nice clean line. Same with the top. He likes it just kind of thin, not too thin, but he doesn't want it all the way up to his nose. So I'm cleaning that up with my trimmer. And now for the beard, I like to start at the bottom of the beard and then the top of the beard and make my connection in the middle. So I'll show you right here. I'm hitting the bottom of that beard. Now we'll go to the top, and then that middle area, the area that we like to round it out, I'll connect it. And we're just getting a nice clean line while at the same time keeping it as high as possible. Now we're cleaning up the top a little more, and now we're going to use the razor on the hairline. So I like to lean my client back, make it a little bit of a more, luxurious experience, more relaxing experience. And I'm stretching the skin in the opposite direction of which I'm using the razor. And any hairs that I didn't get with the trimmer, I'll go ahead and get rid of. Same with the other side. This part of the service is definitely the cherry on top. It's what brings everything together, makes the client feel extra fresh and extra clean. And now we're gonna frame out the bottom of the beard. And I truly firmly believe that a lot of times we like to make the top of the beard as clean and as sharp as we can, but I believe what most of the time gives the beard the super dark dense look is lining up the back and the bottom. So you'll see I started off by lining up the back of the beard, and now for the bottom I'm doing the same thing. And you can already see how much more defined and sharp, and the way it kind of outlines his jawline. And I believe this beard looks way better once we lined up the bottom. Now we're cleaning up the bottom of the neck right under the cape. And now we're doing some freehand work, getting rid of any strays, any of those hairs that make the beard look see-through. And this angle right here is crazy. The fade is going crazy. The lineup is going crazy. But fam, this is how my client left leaving. As you can see, we put my man back in the game, gave him a super clean fade. If this video helped you in any way, shape, or form, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And like always, I will catch y'all next time. Peace.